Now, fans that either sold their tickets or whatever, all of a sudden an emphasis is starting to get thrown onto the tickets where people believe she will be playing. And that's starting to make the ticket prices go up, and up.
The Federal Reserve might want to step in because Caitlin Clark's return is sending ticket prices into orbit. We're talking surge-level demand like she's hitting logo threes from the International Space Station. TV ratings, shattering records, fans, practically selling organs just to sit courtside. What is this, basketball or witchcraft? It's like LeBron's star power, Steph's shooting range, and Taylor Swift's fandom collided in one unstoppable force. And the wildest part? This frenzy wasn't even triggered by a game winner. It was her comeback from injury. One step back on the court, and the entire league tilted on its axis.
In fact, ticket sales are down 70% in many places. The Fever played the Mystics 2 nights ago. The cheapest ticket before her injury was announced was $41, okay? The cheapest one. After her injury was announced and people knew that she wasn't gonna be playing, the lowest ticket price dropped to $3. $3. This is the Caitlin Clark effect. The WNBA doesn't quite realize what they have in Caitlin Clark. She is the absolute golden goose, the golden ticket. She is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. They must protect her at all costs.
Caitlin Clark isn't just handling basketballs. She's shaking up bank accounts, shifting media narratives, and challenging egos. The WNBA? It's evolving without even realizing it. Honestly, there's a clear line before Caitlin Clark and after her. Before her rise, ticket prices were modest. Now, her impact is so powerful that they're skyrocketing, making it rain into the luxury tax bracket. Clark's presence is transforming the league's landscape, both on and off the court.
Don't hate the player, hate the game she got, because she's really talented, especially for being Falangi, She's like the Stephen Curry of WNBA with the threes and stuff. Like, proven fact is, like, they had a game on June 7th scheduled. It was going to be Ada Reese's team, which plays for Chicago. And then for Caitlin Clark's team, they were supposed to go up there playing Chicago on June 7th. First, the ticket sales were at $76 a ticket. Then after they found out Caitlin Clark's not playing that game, she got injured, sales dropped to $25 a ticket.
What's really heating up, though, is the not-so-subtle meltdown from a few WNBA veterans who clearly missed the memo. More fans, more money, maybe don't throw shade? The Caitlin Clark effect isn't just tied to her dropping 30. It's an atmospheric shift. She's not just a player. She's the main character in the league's storyline. Even when she's benched, the numbers don't flinch. Merch, flying off shelves, ratings, climbing, and security? Sweating, because the energy in the building is less basketball game and more Taylor Swift surprise appearance at a playoff game. It's not hype, it's a movement.
In fact, ticket sales are down 70% in many places. The Fever played the Mystics 2 nights ago. The cheapest ticket before her injury was announced was $41, okay? The cheapest one. After her injury was announced and people knew that she wasn't gonna be playing, the lowest ticket price dropped to $3. $3. This is the Caitlin Clark effect. The WNBA doesn't quite realize what they have in Caitlin Clark. She is the absolute golden goose, the golden ticket. She is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. They must protect her at all costs. You can argue all you want if she's the best player in the league, but you absolutely cannot argue if she's the most important, because she is. She is more valuable than all the other players combined, and that is just a fact.
And here's the twist. Some WNBA players seem more comfortable defending a fast break barefoot than acknowledging Caitlin Clark's impact. You'd expect the league to roll out the red carpet for someone who's essentially lifting the entire organization into the national spotlight, like a determined point guard chasing ESPN highlights. Yet, instead of embracing her influence, some players act as if Caitlin arrived, stole their lunch money, and snatched their endorsement deals. It's a strange dynamic that highlights the league's ongoing struggle to fully embrace this new wave of talent.
WNBA is now suffering a major injury as Caitlin Clark is going to be out for 2 weeks with a quad injury. And the reason we're bringing this up specifically is the Clarkonomics effect to this. Obviously, players miss time all the time, but the Sky and the Fever are supposed to play in Chicago in about a week on June 7th. The opening ticket price was $86 because you have the Angel Reese Caitlin Clark showdown that is now box office. Yeah, those tickets are now down to $25. Down to $25 after the injury announcement. And it's supposed to take place in the Bulls Arena, the United Center, as opposed to the normal Wintrust Arena. That's about a 12,000 seat difference, give or take. So,
And the strangest part? Even on her off nights, Caitlin Clark's influence still resonates. The arena remains packed, even when she's not on the court. It's almost as if fans are showing up just to catch a glimpse of her potential appearance. Who else draws that kind of crowd? Certainly not the players posting passive-aggressive Instagram stories about respecting the vets. We get it. We respect the veterans. But we also respect the 2.5 million viewers tuning in to watch Caitlin get triple-teamed at half court. Some players seem unable to understand that Clark isn't their rival. She's their elevator. Instead of riding it, they're busy trying to cut the cables. Beneath the surface, it's a mix of side eyes, body language, and comments about rookies needing to earn it. Sure, because earning it apparently doesn't include being the main reason your next game is on national TV for the first time in over a decade. The veteran envy is louder than a buzzer beater in overtime. Ironically, Caitlin's game isn't about diva antics or demanding special treatment. She's simply out here launching logo threes as if her shot chart is GPS guided. Meanwhile, some players seem more concerned with gatekeeping than changing the game. It's a strange dynamic, one that highlights the league's ongoing struggle to fully embrace the new wave of talent.
For us, it's support system. That shouldn't change. I think, Caitlin knows that she has the ears and eyes in the locker room and the support that she has behind, whether it's us or anybody else. I would like to think that she knows it's there and to really take her time and make sure that she's, well enough to be who she needs to be for us because I want the 100% Caitlin, so I'll take it.
Then comes the media frenzy. Of course, the moment Clark touches the ball, it's full-blown analysis. Experts losing their minds and camera angles that might as well be operated by drones. It's ESPN meets National Geographic, tracking the elusive Caitlin in her natural habitat on the hardwood. Social media metrics skyrocket, and casual fans find themselves debating zone defenses and pick and rolls on TikTok. You'd think the players would be thrilled by the exposure. Instead, some are throwing side eyes and making comments like, "She still has to prove herself." Girl, she's proven more in 15 minutes than many teams have in 15 seasons. Meanwhile, Caitlin's rising star isn't just about her game. Even when she's not playing, people act like she's about to burst through the tunnel. Scalpers outside arenas are charging like she's headlining Coachella. Some programs haven't generated this kind of buzz since the Obama administration. Yet, one rookie's absence is more noticeable than the entire home team's starting lineup. And amidst all this, there's resistance. Tweets, subtle shade in locker room quotes, and players acting like Clark invented attention. She's just a rookie, they say. But that rookie is filling more seats than your last 3 playoff runs combined.
Turns out she's human after all, Dan. She's going to be out for at least a couple of weeks, it appears.
Yeah, what's interesting about Caitlin Clark? Remember last year, she played in the Final Four. Right after that, she went immediately to the WNBA. Draft came, season started, and, didn't miss a beat. And all of a sudden, she got a little rest and comes back, gets a little banged up. I heard you talking about it earlier, and it's going to be fascinating to me, Ricky. I've been to Fever games, and the one thing you notice, and this is more so than even when Peyton Manning was the quarterback of the Colts.
The league's tension between admiration and envy is undeniable, and Caitlin Clark's rise only intensifies it. The cognitive dissonance is staggering. Yes, we know there are stars in the WNBA. Diana Taurasi could probably elbow a brick wall, and the wall would apologize. But Clark possesses something that goes beyond basketball: cultural momentum. The same way Serena Williams did, the same way Tiger Woods did. It's that rare spark, that lightning in a Gatorade bottle, that can't be taught, coached, or replicated. And no, she's not perfect. Clark gets blocked, she gets stripped, she turns over the ball. but even her mistakes become trending topics. When she takes a charge, Twitter erupts. When she's hip-checked, sports talk radio debates it for days. When she scratches her nose, blogs speculate if she's injured. That's real power. Not because she asked for it, but because she earned it. She didn't just arrive, she ignited a movement. If the league was smart, it would be harnessing that energy instead of trying to downplay it with dismissive press statements and forced confrontations. Yet some players are trying to humble her like it's some kind of initiation. Girl, this isn't a sorority, it's a business. And right now, Caitlin Clark is the league's most compelling sales pitch since its founding.
One word to describe Caitlin Clark.
Amazing. A beast. She is the truth. She's the truth, and she was a rookie. Knock down the three-pointer, get to the rim. She can get to the free throw line. She's crafty.
Yeah, very crafty.
Crafty, so sometimes she look like she's coming off for a three-point shot and she backdoors you for a layup. She gets her teammates involved. She can pass, she can shoot. Man, she is the complete...
That's where the true drama unfolds. Even fans outside the WNBA community are starting to notice the stark difference in how she's being treated. Is this how we treat the player attracting millions of viewers to the sport? Apparently so, especially if you're still feeling some type of way about being left off the Nike deal shortlist. The irony is glaring. This should be the easiest alley-oop for the league to capitalize on. They could leverage the newfound attention to spotlight all the talented players, boost jersey sales, secure larger TV contracts, and propel the game into a new era. Instead, we see half the league acting as if Clark's rise is an invasion rather than a revolution. Every game she plays, or even if she's on the sidelines, the league becomes a bigger story. Yet some players seem more concerned with gatekeeping than with legacy building. That's the real tragedy, because this moment could be a golden era for the league if egos didn't try to play full-court press on progress. Caitlin Clark may be a rookie, but she's already wielding the ball, the media attention, and an estimated $50 million in market influence swirling around her like a pick and roll. Whether she's sinking logo-worthy three-pointers or just sitting on the bench sipping Gatorade, the Caitlin Clark effect is undeniable. The league can either embrace this wave or risk being left behind in transition.
How crazy was this season versus the seasons past?
Our jersey sales were up 1,193%. The Caitlin Clark effect is real, and we're thrilled about it. But it brought visibility to the whole team of the Fever and to the WNBA. But if we just want to keep it in Indiana, we look at ticket sales sold out every night, over 17,000 fans in our games at home. When Caitlin announced that she was coming out into the draft, on a Thursday afternoon. From that time to Sunday night, we had over 6,000 phone calls, people wanting to buy season tickets. But even something as simple as our terrific mascot, Freddie Fever, his appearance requests went up 150% this season. So you talk about the Fever, the team, which is what we've been working on,
Let's be real. When the crowd's cheers for warm-ups drown out the noise at tip-off, you're witnessing more than just a game. You're seeing a cultural shift. Caitlin Clark didn't single-handedly break the WNBA. She simply reminded everyone how much bigger and brighter the league could be. And apparently, that's a hard reality to accept when you've been convinced the only person with that kind of influence is your agent. Just when you think things couldn't get more surreal, in walks Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA commissioner, acting like she personally slam-dunked the league into mainstream relevance. She's out here giving PowerPoint presentations titled, How I Saved the WNBA, treating Caitlin Clark like some intern responsible for Gatorade logistics on the sideline. Engelbert didn't drop 40 points on South Carolina in the Final Four. She didn't break college viewership records, ignite a nationwide merchandise craze, or turn casual fans into basketball junkies overnight. Yet now she's strutting around as if she's the mastermind behind this revolution, claiming all the credit with a press release and a vision board. Ma'am, the Caitlin Clark effect isn't just a team-building exercise, it's a cultural earthquake. And while you're busy patting yourself on the back, the real shakeup is happening on the court, and you're just lucky to be holding onto the rim while it rumbles beneath you.
Shame on you, Kathy Engelbert. pens this beautiful article written by Kathy about Kathy for Kathy, explaining why she is solely responsible for the boom of the WNBA. Folks, I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. The commissioner of the WNBA on transferring the league ahead of a breakout season. And what was that plan that Kathy Engelbert put in place? Working in partnership with my new WNBA team members, NBA colleagues, and WNBA owners, we developed a strategy with 3 pillars. The league would think player first.
If you really want to test the theory, just remove Caitlin Clark from the equation. Poof, gone. Suddenly, that roaring crowd looks more like a high school reunion at a silent disco. The ESPN coverage? It'd be buried under cornhole championships and reruns of 2012 bowling tournaments. Ratings? Let's just say they'd be doing the limbo under basement levels. But Kathy? Kathy's on a tour. Every time she grabs a mic, it's an opportunity to drop strategic growth initiatives, like she's Steve Jobs unveiling the WNBA iPhone. Sure, Kathy. Because the nation suddenly tuned in to Indiana Fever games just because of your Q2 marketing projections. Nothing screams mainstream appeal, like the sudden urge to watch teams that, 2 seasons ago, couldn't fill the second row at a bake sale. She's treating Caitlin like a background dancer in the Beyoncé tour of Kathy Saves the WNBA, while the whole operation would still be rehearsing in a YMCA gym, if not for Clark's gravity-defying skills that turned the league into a national obsession. Instead of rolling out statues or commemorative plaques, Kathy's pushing speeches about how we've worked really hard behind the scenes for this growth. Behind the scenes? Please. The only thing behind the scenes is the harsh reality check waiting to hit if Caitlin Clark takes a week off. Without her magnetic presence, the league's glow dims faster than a flickering light bulb.
Yes, man, you guys heard me correctly. None other than Kathy Engelbert is singing a different tune this season about Caitlin Clark. Now, we know last year she was talking about all of the other rookies being included in this, making a difference, being able to help contribute to the Big Bang of the WNBA. This time around, she's owing it all to Caitlin Clark. Me personally, I told y'all this at the beginning of the month. The chickens was coming home to roost for the WNBA, because I'm telling you right now, there has been a lot of spooky things going on and people is tired of it.
Let's be honest. If Caitlin Clark decided tomorrow to hang up her sneakers, the WNBA would tumble down faster than a player slipping on a slick court. The reality is, one player has single-handedly dragged the league into the national spotlight, and now Kathy's out here trying to reframe it as a team effort. This isn't Kathy's grand master plan. It's Caitlin's highlight reel, and the league is just lucky enough to be riding shotgun, acting like it called the shots. At this point, if the WNBA had even a hint of smarts, they'd be bubble-wrapping Clark between games and hiring Secret Service to guard her like she's holding the nuclear codes. You don't let the goose laying all that golden eggs get hacked to bits in the paint every night, with referees staring into the cosmic abyss, whistling Kumbaya. Caitlin is the league's stimulus package, and the fact that she's being roughhoused like it's a hockey game should trigger a congressional investigation. Forget load management. This is legacy management. She's not just a rookie. She's the main event, the halftime show, and the entire marketing campaign rolled into one. Yet every game, she's getting clobbered like she walked into a clearance sale with a full cart. She draws more fouls than a chicken nugget in a vegan cafe, and the refs are just standing there acting like play on. Play on? What are we playing? Mad Max? Fury Court?
But Kathy Engelbert, in her naivete or in her delusion, she takes credit for it. Instead of saying it's because of Caitlin Clark, instead of saying it's because of the person from Iowa, instead of saying it was because of her, Kathy says, oh, it's all me. My strategy, my plan, my 3 pillars. In this entire article, Kathy Engelbert mentions Caitlin Clark's name 2, maybe 3 times. Angel Reese's name once. Cameron Briggs' name once. Let's get right into it, because this article, from start to finish, is disgusting.
Here's a thought: protect the investment. Because Caitlin Clark isn't just out there playing basketball, she's fueling an economic revival. She's the reason tickets are flipping on resale apps that look more like Beyoncé scalping sites, and why mainstream media is finally giving the WNBA recognition as a legitimate sports league, not just a niche pastime between horse racing and cornhole. You don't toss that kind of star power into the arena without some form of protection, body armor, a security detail, and a referee's whistle to keep her safe. So where's the league's official statement? Crickets. Not a word. Kathy Engelbert's busy polishing her imaginary MVP trophy, while Clark gets trucked at half court like she owes someone rent money. You'd think the league would be on DEFCON 1, doing everything possible to keep their golden girl from limping into press conferences with ice packs strapped to her. Instead, it's like they're testing how much abuse she can take before she becomes a walking insurance claim. This is Caitlin Clark's moment, her LeBron, Serena, or Steph Curry breakthrough. And instead of building her cinematic universe, they're letting her get tackled like she wandered into an NFL scrimmage.
Black and white sports supporters, well, I think this pretty much closes the book on its Me Too. They're tuning in for Me Too. Oh, the WNBA's not going to like that. Oh, those Angel Reese trolls online that are trying to come for me and other YouTube channels, y'all aren't going to like this. Good. Too bad. I mean, it's more statistical proof, data, to confirm exactly what we've been saying, that Caitlin Clark is driving this whole ship, this whole bus. She's driving it, everybody else get in the back.
Meanwhile, the very players who should be grateful for their suddenly booming paychecks are throwing elbows like it's 1992 Detroit Pistons cosplay night. Caitlin doesn't need a reality check. She needs security and a highlight reel played before every game with a bold "do not touch" warning across the screen. Without her, this season would have the excitement of a lukewarm decaf latte. So give her the recognition she deserves. Shower her with praise. Name an award after her. Craft a special rule book. Even build a hologram statue mid-season. Whatever it takes. Because Caitlin Clark didn't just show up. She showed out. It's high time the WNBA treated her like what she truly is. Not just a player, but the reason the league's lights are shining so brightly right now. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.